Hi, we're Al and Deb, and we're going to tell you everything that you need to know before you come to Bali. So we've been coming to Bali since 1989. Over the years, things have changed a lot. Different things you need to know include what you need firstly to get into Bali. What is it, Al?
Well, first thing you need is a flight ticket. Flight ticket, you need a visa, you need, there's certain things you have to do at the airport.
all the things, huh? All the things?
I got no idea because Deb does all that.
Okay, so you're going to need a visa, and most people opt to get the visa on arrival. There's two ways to get that. You can either do it online, e-visa, or you can line up once you get to Bali and pay over the counter. So the link for that I'll put down in the description. The second thing you need for getting into Bali is your health pass. So your health pass is just a declaration that you haven't been anywhere where monkeypox is rampant at the moment. That's an online link as well down in the description. The third thing is your customs declaration to make sure you're not bringing in anything that you shouldn't be. Also in the description.
Yep.
And the final thing is the tourism tax.
Yeah, the tourism tax, I think it's about
$15.
$14, $15, and it goes towards helping wildlife projects and environmental projects around the island of Bali.
Yeah, and you can also look in the description for the link for that. That is also, you can pay it over the counter as well, but that's after you get through customs. There's a counter on your way out of the airport that accepts payment for that if you haven't done it online.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say about the visa, visa on arrival, is it VOA? Is if you're going to pay for it at the airport, be prepared to be in a long line and wait. It's better off if you pay it before you get to Bali.
Yeah. Or you can wait and pay it over the counter, pay in give them a $100 note, and you'll get the change in rupiah. So we've done that a lot of times in the past as well, just to have money. So if our flight arrived at 11 p.m, we'd pay it over the counter because that way we had money straight away for transportation, and we had money for our first drinks or something to eat when we got into Bali.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing is what apps you'll need to go to Bali. And I do that as well, so I might as well talk about that.
Yeah, go for it.
So you'll need Gojek app, and you'll also need probably the Grab app, and also the Wise app if you're going to be using that, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, Gojek and what's the other one?
Grab. One or the other, really.
Yeah, they're brilliant. They basically are Uber. Balinese version of Uber. We're getting everything shifted off around us, so we're trying to rush this through here. You can get a motorbike to pick you up, and you get a lift on the back of a motorbike. You can get a car, different sized cars through Gojek. You can order food where it gets delivered. It's just like at home, and the system works brilliantly.
Correct. It does. Correct. Okay. In Indonesia, they use Indonesian rupiah.
Yeah, IDR. It is 10,000 rupiah, roughly, because it always fluctuates below 10,000 or above 10,000. So if you work on 10,000 rupiah, it equals $1. So 100,000 rupiah is $10, and 1 million rupiah is $100. Easy system. If you're not sure, do a little scale thing, a bit of paper in your wallet where it just tells you the different rates, so you can quickly refer to it to help you work out how much you're actually spending.
Okay, now talking about currency, you're going to need a way to get that currency. I would suggest bringing money with you. Bring Aussie dollars with you to Bali and keep it in the safe or wherever in your room or hidden somewhere. If you don't want to do that, you can use a key card from home. My suggestion would be the ING Bank, because they don't charge international fees when you are withdrawing. And the thing that we've used this time, which we found to be awesome, and I'll probably use this every time in the future, is a Wise card. Now the Wise card gives you the best rates for transfer, and when you're transferring from your Aussie bank account to the Wise card, it's next to nothing. It's a couple of dollars, $2 I think has been the most I've been charged. So that has been an awesome addition to what we normally have when we come to Bali.
So the Wise card is an extra safe precaution where you transfer money out of your regular bank account onto the Wise card. That way if you're scammed and they've only got access to whatever amount you've put on your Wise card.
Yeah, and the Wise card has all different currencies. So I could go from here to Thailand to Singapore and just transfer it between whatever I've got left in Bali, transfer it to Singapore dollars if that's the next place that I'm going to. It's so easy, and I don't know why I haven't done this before.
Yeah. But I will recommend that you definitely have cash in Bali because not everywhere takes card. You will need cash.
Yeah, cash is king in Bali still.
Cash is king,
unlike Australia.
Yeah. Now, getting cash in Bali, you can go to a
ATM or bank.
ATM or bank and withdrawal. If you're going to an ATM, be wary of the scamming machine, the little cameras.
Just jiggle it, you know, where your card goes in, jiggle it to make sure it's not loose.
Cover your fingers.
Yeah.
Cover your fingers when you're putting your PIN in. And but we've never had a problem with the ATMs ourselves. If you're bringing cash over, which is what we do sometimes, and we go to a cash converter, you've got to be careful with some of the cash converters. Some of them will try to rip you off. You've just got to visually watch what they're doing and not take your eyes off, and let them put the money, count the money on the counter in front of you.
And don't let them touch it again.
Let them take their hand away, and then you take the money and recount it.
We've got a little shorts video about money changing, so look on our channel for the shorts video, and that shows you exactly what we're talking about with money changing. Too many people have been scammed by money changers. There's a lot of reputable ones out there, but there's a lot of scammers in the money changing as well, and it's just a quick sleight of hand and your $200 is gone.
Yep. Try to go to one that looks a bit more flashier than the little one on the
Don't go to
doorway.
don't go to a little back street one.
Yeah.
Even if their rate's better and it says no commission, their commission is the money that they throw down on the desk that you don't see.
Yep.
When you get to the airport, you're going to need transportation to your hotel. So how do you do that, Al?
Well, a smart traveller will pre-book the transport before they leave their home country, and that's always worked for us. But if you don't do that, you'll walk out of the airport and you'll see 20,000 signs being held up with names of people who are smart people and pre-booked their transport. You walk past them and you can get a lift by a driver that's waiting outside the airport terminal and haggle a deal with them. Or you can go to the taxi service, which is just inside the terminal before you walk out, and also haggle a deal with them. Don't go with the price they say, because quite often they're trying to get a higher cut themselves.
Yeah, last time they wanted to charge us $40, and I think I got it down to $20, and I was happy with that. I knew I could have got down lower, but it was stupid o'clock, so we just went with what we had.
That's what you're willing to pay. I know some people will go, why would you pay that? You can get cheaper than that. Yes, you can get cheaper than that, but in Bali, it's what you're willing to pay.
And this time, before we came, I just hopped on booking.com and I booked transport from the airport to our hotel, and I think it was $18, so that's to Legian, $18. So roughly, if you're coming to Legian, it's between $15 and $20 if you're booking it. If you're using Gojek, it's probably about $3.
Transportation in Bali. A lot of people now get on the back of a motorbike, a Gojek motorbike, and just, if you're going 1 or 2 Ks, just get on the Gojek or pull someone up on the side of the road. They'll stop and they'll give you a lift. You just negotiate a price. It's only going to be $1 or $2. If you don't want to get on the back of a motorbike, there's lots of taxis around. There's 2 taxi companies,
Bluebird. Just use Bluebird.
Just use Bluebird, that's what I'm trying to say. Once again, be careful, sometimes they can try to
Bluebird
put
don't
the-
usually put the meat.
Yeah, we haven't really had a problem. Just make sure they put the meter on as soon as you start rolling. Or you can Gojek a vehicle and get them to come and pick you up, and we've never had a problem with Gojek.
And Gojek, you can also order different size vehicles. So if you're doing a bigger trip and you've got a family of 6, well, there's extra large vehicles and there's just small cars and also taxis. So it covers everything.
Yeah, if you're doing a day tour, either talk to someone in your motel, they'll know a driver, everyone knows a driver in Bali, or talk to someone out on the street and negotiate a deal with them about driving you around the island for a day. They will take you to wherever you want to go. You can book them for a half day or a full day. They'll suggest places as well. We've never had a bad driver in Bali taking us around Bali. The price, I would guess now is, because we don't do that anymore, but the price is...
If you look, you should look at around $10 an hour. So $10 an hour will include your whole car for the group of you, and maximum $80 a day, I would say. You can get it less. I know a lot of people get their day trips for $50, $60. If they're asking more than $80, they're probably asking more than the average, but it's up to you how much you want to pay.
And half the time the driver you get is really entertaining, and it's a good day
Oh,
out.
yeah, they're all really good usually.
Yeah.
So, worthwhile.
Now, if you're keen enough and you think you're safe enough to do this, you can hire a motorbike for the day, and prices for that would be
From $7
up to $12. It all depends on how much you're prepared to find a cheaper deal, and what size bike you want to hire.
And where you are, I know some areas are trying to charge like $25 a day now for a motorbike,
Yeah,
which is ridiculous, especially since before COVID they were $4 to $7 a day.
Yeah. If you're going to hire a motorbike, you're got to take in a few considerations. One is safety. It is a requirement in Bali that you must wear a helmet in Bali, and you see so many Australians riding around without helmets, like they've got their own laws. Respect the laws in Bali. Don't ride fast. Everything in Bali goes slow. And accidents happen in Bali because people are going too fast. It's really impossible in some places in Bali to go fast. So just stick with the flow of things and you'll be safe. And have insurance.
I was going to say, more importantly, you do need a motorbike license in the country that you've come from.
True.
You also need to have an international license, and it would be very important to also have motorbike insurance. I think our motorbike insurance cost us an extra $90 to have it, but there's no way that we would be without it because there's just too many accidents here. Not like people don't really die, but they do get very hurt. So
They get very hurt. Yeah.
So make sure you've got insurance. You don't want to be one of these people that has to have everyone do a GoFundMe for them, which seems to be popular lately. Pay your $90, get your insurance, and then you don't need to worry.
I wouldn't recommend hiring a car in Bali if it's your first time.
No.
Get used to the lack of rules in Bali before you actually get on the road with a vehicle.
Yeah, and if you're going to hire a car, I would suggest that you head north while you're driving because there's a lot less traffic.
Yes.
Don't hire it for Legian, Seminyak, Canggu.
Avoid the main areas if you've got a car.
Yeah. Okay, so when do you want to come to Bali? The best time would be from April to October. That is the dry season. The wet season, November to March. So,
I'll let to go at this.
okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
If you're from Victoria, come in the dry season because you're going to be able to try and acclimatise yourself to the heat. If you're from Victoria and you come at Christmas time, it's going to be really hot and stinky for you.
It's hot and stinky.
Yeah, you're going to go, oh, I can't handle this. And it's going to be raining a lot. So my recommendation is don't come at Christmas, come in the middle of the year.
And July, August is the peak season. So And school holidays is very busy too. So
I was just going to say, Christmas time, traffic is crazy.
and we've just noticed school holidays for New South Wales has just hit at this hotel.
Yeah,
Because it went from being a very quiet place to crazy.
yes, yes.
What do you need to bring to Bali on your first trip? Not a lot, hey?
The correct attitude is the one I would say. Don't come with the Aussie bogan attitude. But as in things to bring, I would say very little. You buy, if it's your first time, you're going to buy everything over here in Bali. Except for undies. Bring undies.
Bring undies, bring bras, bring
bras.
swimmers.
I didn't bring any bras this time, but
Yeah,
probably need
bring
them.
thongs. Oh no, you can get them here too.
yeah.
You need very little.
You
So
need-
come with an empty suitcase and leave with a full one.
You don't need long pants. You don't need heels.
Well,
I don't
there's some
even-
places now that are a bit more
Okay.
fancy.
If you're a fancy pantsy person, bring heels. But I don't think I've ever
Brought
worn-
your heels?
I don't. Not in the motel room. But I don't recall wearing shoes.
No.
No,
I just wear thongs now everywhere I go.
just thongs. Bring a hat. If you don't, you can buy one. Bring sunnies. If you don't, you can buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's your first trip, you want to shop. T-shirts and shorts. That's what you want to get.
Yeah, so come with an empty bag, fill it with things from home that you would give to St. Vinny's or something like that. Also bring over chocolates and books and things for the kids and hand them out on the streets. People are always happy to be given things here, especially like the more rural you go. So that's something you can also consider, is just bringing along things to give out to people, and they're always very appreciative.
I've thought about it, and I will say, bring adapters, even though you can buy them here in Bali. Bring adapters for Indonesian power points, and I always bring 2 extension cords as well, and a power box.
Okay, so shopping in Bali, there's a couple of different ways now. There's the market price, which is you're going to haggle and bargain over the price you want to pay and the price they want. There's the fixed price shops, which is still market stores, but now they have painted on their front of their shop fixed price, so you know that what's on the ticket is what they want, and sometimes they're negotiable a little bit depending on the quantity that you buy. The other thing is your regular shops, and then there's shopping centres. So you've got all different ways to buy things in Bali.
Now haggling, everyone's a bit scared of haggling when they first do it.
First time's always a bit nerve-wracking.
But this is my recommendation. You have a price set in your mind. As soon as you stop and touch something, they're going to want to sell it to you, and they're going to try and get you to start haggling. So don't stop, look at things and touch things, because they're going to keep hassling you.
Unless you want it.
Unless you want it. And if you do want something, have in your mind, before you start haggling, have it in your mind what you're prepared to pay. So for example, if it's a singlet or a t-shirt, you want to pay $5.
For a singlet.
For
You
a
ain't got a
singlet.
t-shirt
Yeah,
for $5.
singlet. You want to pay $5. They're going to start the haggling, and you're going to say, how much? And they're going to go, oh, that'll be $20. I'll do it in Australian dollars. They're going to say $20, and you're going to go, no way, I'm not paying that, that's just silly. And they'll go, okay, 18. And if they're going to work their way down and try and get as much money out of you as they can. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's their system. They're not being disrespectful or anything. That's just the way they do things.
They're a business. They're trying to make money.
They're trying to make money. You're going to start at $2 and work up to $5. They're going to start at 20, and you're going to try and bring them down to $5. At some stage, it'll get to a stalemate where they're not going to come to that $5 you're after. You've got to decide whether you're going to say no, thank you, and go
Terima kasih.
and go to the next shop, or you're going to come up that little bit more just to be agreeable and give them a little bit of a profit. Quite often it's just easy to say, oh, okay, I'll give you, and you'll find you're haggling over 50 cents.
No, you don't.
That's what, yeah, but you don't realise it, but you're...
Oh, when you're new.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're new here, I've seen people do that.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind how much your actual dollar is worth, because you don't want to be the person like arguing over 50 cents for a dollar.
Yeah. Now, they're not trying to be disrespectful at any stage. They're all just trying to make a living. They might follow you down the street and say, try to get you to come to an agreement still. You just got to keep saying, no, thank you very much. No, thank you, if you're not happy with it.
So the way that I would do bargaining, if I'm shopping, I would do it a little bit different to Al. Basically, if they offer me a price, I'll usually go 50 to 70% cheaper than what they've said, and then come up from there. But I mean, when you know the prices, and you can get the prices from the fixed price shops first, so you know roughly how much things would cost, then when you're out on the street, it's not so confusing.
Yeah, so this is where you need to know what the rupiah's worth, because you're going to be haggling in rupiah. You're going to say, okay, I only want to pay 50,000. They're asking me, they wanted me to pay 80,000. That's only $3 difference. So
yeah, and a good way to do that is just think of take off the last four numbers in the thousands, and that'll tell you how much you're talking about. Okay, so the fixed price shops, you can go in there and you can pick up everything you can in the shops that you haggle for. So for example, we said a singlet might be $5, a dress like I'm wearing might be $8 to $10, a shirt that Al's wearing might be $10, a t-shirt about $9, like sunglasses $7. I have noticed one difference since COVID is now the shops are a lot more expensive than they were pre-COVID, and they also got things called premium now. So whereas in the past you could buy sneakers and stuff like that for $30, $25, $15, now you've got a premium side of the shop, and those shoes are now $70, $60, $50. Same with the handbags. The handbags used to always be roughly $15, and now they're charging up to $60 or more in some cases. That's only a new thing that's happened in the last few years. So keep that in mind as well.
Some reason people think the more they spend, the better they're getting, and it's
I
not really
think
that case.
In Bali, though, it could be the case because the quality does vary a lot from store to store. So you just have to know what you're looking for, go to the store, feel the product, look inside, open it up, make sure everything is spot on how it should be, and then decide to make your purchase and if it's worth the extra money.
Bali goods, it's always a risk.
Yeah, and don't be surprised, any dresses and things you buy, half of them will shrink the first time you wash them. So, you know, what was
Mine did.
well, you did talk about heels earlier. Water. There's been a lot of talk about Bali Belly and stuff on TikTok and stuff at the moment. We've been to Bali so many times, and I think the last time we got Bali Belly was 1990 something. And we have everything, don't we?
Yeah, I think you might get immune to the Bali water. I know some people come here and get sick.
Not to the Bali water. I don't think you get immune to it.
No, they get Bali Belly. I'm not there. The water, don't drink the water. Don't
brush your teeth with the water. Don't open your mouth in the shower. Don't drink swimming pool water.
Yeah. Yeah, brush your teeth with the bottled water. The motels give out bottled water in your room. Use the bottled water for everything. Yeah.
And when you go to restaurants and stuff, you're going to ask for ice. The ice is fine. All the restaurants and stuff now purchase ice that is made with the bottled water stuff.
Yeah, Bali learnt that lesson many years ago, and it's now in their laws that they've got to use, the restaurants are supposed to use
the proper quality water and stuff.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that goes for your salads as well. You'd hope that they'd use the same water for washing their salads.
Now, speaking of barley belly, if you're going to get barley belly, it's always a risk that you're going to get it from something that's been out in the sun or something that isn't cooked, like salads. But if you get barley belly, it's a funny thing. Everyone seems to pinpoint how they got and where they got barley belly. You can get barley belly from anywhere, from anything. You could not have it for years and years and all of a sudden get it. It's pot luck.
And if you do get barley belly, get the doctor straight out. Now, on our Facebook page, there is a little listing of all doctors and hospital numbers and stuff, but you can just get a doctor out now. They'll bring an IV drip, fill you up, get you better so the next day you can be out about it again. Don't wait and just see how it goes and hope that it clears up, because you'll feel like dying and you don't want to waste your holiday with barley belly. So get a doctor out ASAP.
Now there's a thing that I've seen on TikTok now, these people are saying all this little, in the 7-Elevens and all that sort of stuff, they sell these little
Yellow packets.
yellow packets which are like,
Vitamins and stuff maybe.
I don't know, but they say it's a miracle cure for barley belly. I think it's a case of, if it sounds like it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
And we've never used it.
Yeah. Drink water, see a chemist, go see a doctor. That's the best thing, but keep your fluids up.
Correct. If you're eating out, there's a lot of variety in Bali. You can go to a street vendor, you can go to a local warung, which is a local restaurant, you can go to the night markets, you can go to your hotel restaurant. There's upper class restaurants that charge you a fortune.
Street stalls.
Yeah, I said that, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, I think that was the first one.
Okay.
But yeah, there's all different places now. So the night markets are great to go to because they have a nice little atmosphere happening and they're also very cheap.
Yep. Motel restaurants and restaurants that are around the motels are very westernised and very westernised prices. If you want to get a lower price, go to a side street or a little further away and find a room.
For example, if I went to the hotel restaurant, it would be $7.50 for some nasi goreng, which is your fried rice, basically in Bali. Or I could go around the corner to one of the warungs and get it for about $3 or cheaper.
$1.50.
$1.50 in some places.
Yeah.
So there's different prices.
It depends on what you want to pay. Quite often it's the same food.
But you can get from street vendors, you can get like your barbecued corn with different flavours on it. You can get bakso soup, you can get motorbike, which is like a pancake.
Satay sticks.
Yeah, there's so much different food in Bali, and it's all delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I know when I first started coming to Bali, I was a bit iffy about going to the street stalls, but I eat there all the time now and I've never had a problem.
The next thing you need to know, when you arrive in Bali, you're going to need some sort of phone data or calls. Before this last time that we're in Bali, before this time I should say, I've always got a Telkomsel SIM, and I usually just get that from the shop across the road from the Y Bar. They put them in your phone, set you up. This time, however, I ended up using an eSIM, and it's like, I don't know, $8 for 30 days. But in saying that, there's no phone calls, it's only data. The Telkomsel SIMs, probably about, I don't know, $18 for 30 days as well. They're not that expensive either. So we use one SIM between us because we really only need it when we're out and about, just to get a GoJet car to get us back to the hotel.
Or order food in.
Or order food in, yeah, if we want to get delivery instead of going out.
Can't people have international roaming? Like where they,
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it's called, where you use your phone service from home?
Yeah, I think Optus has like $5 a day for roaming, but I mean, if you need to make phone calls, yeah, but we just use WhatsApp for phone calls, and that goes via Wi-Fi. And every hotel and every restaurant and basically everywhere you are in Bali has Wi-Fi, and it's in some cases better than Australia. So Wi-Fi is plentiful. Sometimes at your hotels and things like that, it's quite slow. So take that in mind. Keep that in mind if you need it for work purposes. But in most cases, the Wi-Fi is excellent. So you really only need the SIM for some data. The most popular places to book accommodation in Bali is through third-party websites. For example, Booking.com, Agoda, Airbnb, those are the three main ones that we've always used. Now, in the past, I've contacted hotels direct to try and get them to match the deal that's online or to get a better price. And in every instance so far, I've always been told to just book online because they can't match the price. So you hopefully could find different, but it's easy just to book through the Booking.com website.
Yeah, prices, you can get motels for $300 a night, or you can get motels for $40 a night.
Yeah, for example, our hotel at the moment is $40 a night, and it includes breakfast every morning too.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Breakfast, it's always good to have breakfast included.
So if you're a first timer, you're probably wondering where you should stay. What do you reckon, Al?
Well, the good start is the main areas, Kuta, Legian. They're sort of set up for the tourists where your motels are right next to the restaurants, it's right next to all the shops. Everything's pretty convenient, you're right in front of the beach. If you want to go up market a bit, I would go to Seminyak. If you're a younger crowd, Canggu is now the place, it's the go-to place now. If you're a quiet couple or a family who want a quieter area,
anyone who's
if you're a quieter family and you want a quieter area, I would recommend Sanua, or if you want resorts, down at Nusa Dua.
Old Bali, go to Lavina.
Yeah.
Snorkeling, go to Ahmed.
But if it's your first time, definitely start in Kuta, Legian.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Start in Legian.
Yeah.
It's got lots of shopping and everything that you need. And then I would recommend getting a local driver, pay your driver to take you around to some different places, and you'll get an idea of where you want to stay the next time you're in Bali.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to get a feel for the place first.
Yeah, but if you want, your clubs and things like that, staying on this side, the Kuta, Legian, Seminyak, Canggu area side, you're going to get all that sort of stuff. If you want the quieter cafes and simpler life, over in Sanua, I would say. If you want, and you said the rest. Balinese have the Hindu religion, and part of their religion is putting out offerings to the gods each morning in front of their shop.
Yep.
They're little baskets that are handmade, and they have like flowers and lollies and maybe a coin, maybe a cigarette, anything like that in them. Just be careful when you're walking along the streets in Bali. They are on the footpath. Don't step on them. It's like really disrespectful. Don't kick them. Just walk over them and around them.
Yeah, but wherever you want to stand, there will be one. You've just got to avoid them. It's just being disrespectful if you don't.
Yeah, and you'll see them in cars and things like that on the dashboard too of Balinese drivers.
Yeah.
They're really nice, aren't they?
There's two other things that really annoy me about being disrespectful. One is loud, obnoxious tourists, and the other one is chicks wearing string around their butts and fish nets walking up a street. If you want to wear that around a pool or at beach, it's fine, but it's disrespectful to Balinese people for you to be walking around near all their cultural things, all their temples and all that, wearing next to nothing.
Yeah, so if you are going to a temple, put a shirt on that covers your shoulders, and also wear a sarong that covers like your knees and things like that, and don't try and go in there wearing no clothes.
Yeah, even guys that get around with no shirts on all the time, showing off all their muscly bodies and tattoos.
Now you're just sounding jealous.
Yeah, I am jealous. I am jealous, but it is disrespectful to the local people.
Yeah, true. The other thing you need to watch out for is just dogs and monkeys. They still have rabies here in Bali, so if you get scratched, bitten, anything like that, get yourself straight to a hospital and get a rabies shot.
Been to a few nightclubs where the people had rabies too, I think.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah. The local government are working pretty hard and doing a good job at eradicating some of these diseases.
Yeah. Okay, and the last thing is, let's talk about budget. How much do you think you would spend a day living in, holidaying, should I say, in Bali?
Holidaying in Bali. Let's just say you're going to the cheapest motel, well not cheapest, but a
Low
budget motel, $50
or less.
It's including breakfast, so you want one more meal and some snacks, so that's another $40. Probably $100 a day.
Yeah, I reckon coming to Bali, $100 a day, and I would even go as to say that's for a couple.
Yeah, we don't spend $100 a day.
We don't spend $100 a day, no. But if you're a big drinker and things like that, obviously you're going to need more because alcohol is quite expensive in Bali unless you go with the local stuff, but that's a bit hit or miss. Bintang, that's not too expensive though, is it?
Bintangs?
I like bintang.
I never look at the price, so I can't really tell you what the prices are like.
I think now we've been paying about $4 in this hotel, but I think they're in the 7-Elevens and stuff like that, they're a lot cheaper.
Yeah, $2, $3.
Not 7-Elevens, I keep on saying 7-Elevens, they're mini marts and Circle C's and stuff
they're
now.
all different names here.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish up by saying that I've travelled a lot of places around the world, and the place I've travelled to the most is Bali, and the one reason for that is the culture and the people. Balinese people are the happiest people and the nicest people I've come across around the world, and their culture and their statues and the environment is just beautiful. It's worth a visit. I just hope people continue to respect their culture.
Yeah, so if you've ever been a bit hesitant, or shouldn't I, definitely go, jump in, use this video to get your ideas what you need to do, and come over and visit Bali. Like Helen said, the people are beautiful and you won't regret it.
Yeah. And everyone needs to buy a Bintang singlet. Yeah. Right, see you later.
See you in the next video.
If you found this video entertaining, helpful or inspiring, we'd love for you to consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell. Subscribing will ensure that you never miss out on any of our future content that we create, especially for you.